Hi guys, this is Ajay Jones from Turn 1 and today we're in sunny LA as I needed to get away from the cold and freezing snow in the UK. I recently did a first drive review of the new Racing Studio Protech P92 F6 in Assetto Corsa. You'll find a link in the description below, which is based on the Porsche 911 992 GT3 R, and thought it would be a good idea to go head to head with it against the URD Darche 992 GT3R version that was originally released back in 2023 but was updated just 7 days ago. I had intended to produce this video last week, but we had an important endurance event at the weekend, 24-hour Le Mans, that we had to prepare for. For this video, what I'm going to do is an outlap and 2 flying laps in both cars on this street circuit of Long Beach, which is a fantastically detailed mod, and I'll talk about the difference in car setup options, drivability, sound, and finally the graphics. As you can see, I'm starting off here with the URD Darche, and after that I'll switch over to the RSS Protech. Now I don't know if the timing of the release of the Darche was in response to the Protech, but it does now include some of the new features that were also included in the Protech, as it makes use of the custom shaders patch physics update. So it now has new tyre and brake heating models, adjustable brake pads, 2-stage traction control system and different engine maps. There are some slight setup differences between the two mods. The Darche has 4 different engine mats where the Protech only has 3. Strangely, the Darche has both Michelin and Pirelli hard tyres plus wet tyres. The Protech also has a wet set, but only one option on hard. I don't know if there's a difference between the Michelin and Pirelli tyres. I've not actually tried both. I am just driving the Michelin one because again, that was the default. The Darche has 4 options on the brake ducts for settings, whereas the Protech again has 3. But more significantly, when it comes to aero, both cars have adjustable rear wing, but the Darche also has adjustable front splitter, whereas on the Protech it's not adjustable at all. For me, the Darche wins on adjustability. I can only assume that these are more true to life, as the Darche was made in collaboration with Lauren Onrick, who used this mod to train for the real-life 2024 IMSA GT3 Pro Championship, that was a mouthful, which he won. I've clipped the wall a couple of times on this first flying lap, but hopefully I'll do better and not embarrass myself on the next one. Okay, now let's talk in and let's do a hot lap in this Darche and listen to its sound. Okay, that was a 119.4. Let's see if I can match that when I do a hot lap with the Protech. So here we are with the RSS Protech. Straight away for me, the Protech is visually a nicer car to look at. I'm not just talking about the liveries, for which I do have to say I much prefer to the URD ones, as they just seem to be more up to date and more detailed. When you see the interior on the hot lap, you'll also notice that just looks more detailed as well. It also has some nice features like the safety net vibrating, but for some reason the safety net in the Darche obscures the rear display screen, no matter the field of view that I try. To me, the interior on the Darche just seems a little low res and dated as well. I can't remember what the previous version looked like, but maybe they're just focused on the physics and the new features such as setup options, rather than giving the graphics a complete overhaul. Exterior sounds are pretty similar. The exterior sounds are only really important for broadcasting or, doing what I'm doing here, like a YouTube video. After all, I'm a driver, and when I drive I'll be in the cockpit. The interior sound will be down to personal preference, but I just prefer the Protech. It's hard to describe, but it just sounds a little bit more rich. But I have to factor in listening to the sound of the engine in a long endurance race, especially a 24-hour one. Now to the important bit. How do the cars handle? I feel much more in control of the Protech, and as you can see, I left some paint on the wall a couple of times with the Darche, and I was more prone to losing the back end and always felt that I was driving on edge. But is that a bad thing? To me, characteristics wise, that felt like every other Porsche that I've driven. Some of the looseness in the Darche could probably be fixed with a decent setup, especially at Penthouse and the hairpin, where you can see I left some tyre marks. Both cars handled nicely at the fountain, but I do feel that I had better turning with the Darche. The hairpin is ridiculously tight and you can gain or lose a lot of time there. With the Darche I felt I could turn in a lot quicker, but I had to delay getting on the throttle. But the Protech kind of felt slow and almost floaty, but I was able to get on the throttle much quicker, which meant I could carry much more speed down Shoreline Drive. I didn't feel this floatiness anywhere else on the circuit, but overall I felt like I was getting more information and feedback from the Darche. Both cars are fun to drive. The Darche is a bit more seat of your pants, but the Protech is far from boring. But let's see if I'm able to match the Darche time with a hot lap. There you go, another 119.4. Overall, it's a fantastic job done by both modding teams. Now if I had to choose one of these two cars as my main drive, I would go with the Darche, purely because I can feel what the car is doing more. And of course, I would get one of my team engineers to dial out the issues that I described. I'm not too lazy to do it myself, that's just one of the benefits of having a team. I hope you enjoyed this review video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. You'll find a link to purchase both cars in the description below. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who to give credit to for the circuit mod, but if I find out, I'll update the description. Peace!